Alrighty, next game up here is the Saints at Washington. Now, on our Saturday show, we kind of set some bars that we need to see minimum here to start buying into some of these teams and some players. And we had about 4 bars that we set on our Saturday show looking at this week. And we got 2 bars coming out of this Saints team that we needed to see. So let's remind y'all what we needed to see, and let's see if they achieved that today. So what we needed to see out of Jameis Winston was a 280-yard game. We finally wanted to see what this offense could do with Jameis Winston flinging around the ball. We've seen Drew Brees time and time over and over and over again, go for more than 280 yards. That's not out of the realm of a Sean Payton offense. But so far this season, Jameis Winston has been super lackluster in the passing yards. The most was last week with like 220. So we wanted to see something just great and explosive out of Jameis Winston. So that was our bar, at least 280 yards. We didn't care about anything else. We just wanted to see the yards there. And then we also wanted to see Marquez Callaway, really their kind of number 1 wide receiver at this point when Michael Thomas is still out. We wanted to see him get a lot of action, and we wanted to see him get at least 8 targets, because we've seen the hookup of Jameis Winston and Marquez Callaway over and over and over and over and over and over again. Not as much as we've seen Drew Brees throw for more than 280 yards. But, we wanted to see Marquez Callaway get involved in this offense with at least 8 targets. So when we break down these stats, let's see if we get those. So, yeah, we could just start here with the Saints. Let's just talk about it now. So, here we go. Jameis Winston goes 15 of 30, 50% completion percentage for 279 yards. He was 1 yard short. Jameis, damn you, 279 yards, and we wanted to see 280. 1 yard short. He had 4 touchdowns, 1 interception. The interception came on their first drive of the game. The Washington gets 7 points out of it, but what does Jameis Winston do? He goes down to Deontay Harris for 72 yards on the following drive to erase that interception. Well done. And then what does Jameis Winston do? He fumbles on the next drive. And then what does Jameis Winston do? He leads the team on a 6-play, 60-yard touchdown drive. So turnover by Jameis, touchdown. Turnover by Jameis, touchdown. And they're tied 13-13. And then they get an interception by Taylor Heineke, and they can't do anything with it. And then right before halftime, he goes to Marquez Callaway for 49 yards and a touchdown on 1 play on a shot play, 8 seconds left. So once again, folks, Marquez Callaway, Jameis Winston, a great connection. We know it. The deep ball is always there. So Jameis Winston falls short of his bar, but I think we will still give it to him. The 50% completion percentage is nothing great. We really don't want to see that. And I know we set that bar with only 280 yards. We didn't care what else, but seeing 50%, I think we probably should have put a stipulation on there, at least like 63%. Jeez Louise. So completion percentage definitely has to get going, and this offense overall just needs to be better here with Jameis Winston. It seems like they wait till something goes bad to finally do the shot play down the field, mix that in. We saw that last week when they were down and, they were coming out of halftime, and then they take the shot play to Marquez Callaway that goes, big, and then they're able to score the touchdown off of that. So we just need it a little bit more incorporated throughout the game. But overall, Jameis Winston got to 279 yards. That's what we're talking about. Put up 33 points, made some mistakes, but fixed them. So we'll see if he can continue, and the Saints offense can continue to grow because they put up 33 points, solid there. They were able to move the ball. I mean, this is what we're starting to kind of see. Let's see if they can start building upon this. So Jameis Winston on our right performance overall, 4 touchdowns, solid, better than 5 touchdowns with only like 140 passing yards, right? He's got 4 touchdowns here with 279 yards. All right, in the rushing game, Alvin Kamara, 16 carries for 71 yards and a touchdown. Getting Alvin Kamara into the offense more obviously needed. Obviously, that should be kind of the main thing, a main running team. Jameis Winston took off 6 times for 26 yards. And how about this? Taysom Hill not really rushing the ball, and he didn't throw the ball either, only utilizing Taysom Hill in the passing game as kind of a tight end. So we'll see if that kind of starts to, if they start to use Taysom Hill less and less out there and just getting it done with Jameis Winston so he can get it done in the red zone, building his confidence, because they usually take Jameis Winston, out of the red zone so Taysom Hill gets credit for the score and all that. And, we usually never really see, multiple quarterbacks playing in a season, even situationally. That's not something that really proves that it can win a Super Bowl and get to the playoffs and all of that. That's why, Kyle Shanahan hasn't really been utilizing Jimmy Garoppolo and Trey Lance like he was doing in those preseason games. And then when the real season started, it was only really just Jimmy Garoppolo. Yeah, maybe Trey Lance on a play or two here and there, but not like it was in those preseason games. So maybe Sean Payton is kind of learning, hey, I got to keep Jameis Winston kind of fresh, and taking him off and putting him out there and then leaving him out of the red zone and then leaving him out here on 3 straight plays and all that is just ruining his rhythm and his repetition and all that. So we'll see if that kind of changes here, because we did not get a Taysom Hill kind of direct snap. So interesting there. And they put up 33 points, and this was Jameis Winston's best game, kind of. So we'll see if that continues. All right, let's see who Jameis Winston was throwing to. And the number 1 wide receiver right here, Marquez Callaway. He had 4 receptions for 85 yards and 2 touchdowns. Absolutely fantastic day. And did he meet our bar of what we needed to see out of him? Did Sean Payton and Jameis Winston meet at that bar of scheming and getting the ball to Marquez Callaway? Well, he had 8 targets, and that's exactly what we needed to see. 8 targets. How about that? Did we kind of put that right on the money, folks? I mean, we wanted to see Jameis Winston get 280 yards. He got 279, basically right there, 1 yard. And then we wanted to see Marquez Callaway get at least 8 targets, and he got exactly 8 targets. So, I mean, and it resulted into a win. I mean, folks, we know what we're talking. Do y'all need to be reminded we know what we're talking about? Okay, we missed on the Bills pick. Okay, we can't get them all, right? Come on. But yeah, this one right here, I mean, basically predicted it to a T. Exactly what we wanted to see. We basically exactly saw, and it resulted into a win. That's why we wanted to see those things, because we kind of know this is what the Saints need to do to kind of win the game, and they win the game. So if you want to give us the credit, we'll take it. We're not demanding it. Not yet. We will maybe a little bit later, but we digress. So Marquez Callaway meeting the bar. Jameis Winston right under the bar, but basically meeting the bar. All right, then we have Deontay Harris, 1 catch, 72 yards, 1 touchdown, bingo, bango. We know Jameis Winston has the deep ball accuracy. We always know that's great. We just watched that last week in our film study. That's why we said you can't go to Taysom Hill and all that, because he doesn't have the big arm. Alvin Kamara, 5 catches for 51 yards. He had a touchdown as well. Adam Troutman, 2 receptions, 43 yards. Kenny Stills, 2 receptions, 17 yards. And then Taysom Hill, 1 catch for 11 yards. So the Saints kind of get it done for the entire game. A little bit of a hiccup in the third quarter, but then come out firing in the fourth quarter. And that's kind of where we see Taylor Heineke kind of be his best, when he's losing, when his back's against the wall. We see this at a 20-16 game entering the fourth quarter. And then Taylor Heineke throws a pick, and Taysom Hill kind of, cashes in very well, scores a touchdown. Taylor Heineke scores another touchdown to make it close, 27-22. And Jameis Winston goes on a nice 8-play, 75-yard, 4.5-minute drive to really ice this game right here to make it an 11-point game. So give credit to the Saints getting it done. Jameis Winston kind of really closing out the game exactly when he needed to in the fourth quarter, before Taylor Heineke can kind of, be miracle Taylor Heineke like we just kind of saw last week. So shout out to the Saints offense for closing out the game. All right, now let's look at Taylor Heineke. A really not great performance right here. Unfortunately, no loss, or a loss, and now they're 2-3 with this performance right here. Truly unfortunate. Taylor Heineke goes 20 of 41. Yikes, 48% completion percentage. Nothing great there. He did have 248 yards, so that's real solid passing right there. Unfortunately, no touchdowns and 2 interceptions. He did not fumble, which is great, but only the 2 turnovers. So the first interception came in the second quarter when it was a tie game. Got bailed out because the Saints go 3-and-out after the turnover. Unfortunate. Now, the interception did come in Saints territory at the 16-yard line, and it was a tie game, so truly hurting them there, not coming away with any points. Then the second interception by Taylor Heineke came in the fourth quarter when they were going to potentially take the lead on this drive. They were down 20-16 on this drive. They throw an interception, and like we said, Jameis Winston caps on it and goes down and scores a touchdown. It makes it a 2-possession, 11-point game at this point with how much time left? 12 minutes, so that's still some time to get it done, and he goes down and scores another touchdown right on the next drive to, make the lead from 11-5 right here, but then it gets brought up like we just said. So Taylor Heineke trying his best out here, and he's serviceable. Like I said, if Ryan Fitzpatrick comes back healthy this season or whatever it is, I really still think you stay with Taylor Heineke because this is exactly what Ryan Fitzpatrick does as well. And Taylor Heineke obviously can learn more from this because this is like his 7th start. So Taylor Heineke, we can still believe, but we need to shore up the accuracy, and we need to get off to a little bit of better starts, not settling for field goals and all that. All right, Antonio Gibson, real solid running game out here. 20 carries for 60 yards, 2 touchdowns. Love seeing that man succeed very well. Taylor Heineke took off 5 times for 40 yards. Dual threat ability. Taylor Heineke, you better believe it. All right, who was Taylor Heineke throwing to? We have Adam Humphries, the number 1 receiver here for Washington. 3 catches for 73 yards. DeAndre Carter, 4 receptions for 62 yards. Terry McLaurin, 4 receptions, 46 yards. Ricky Seals-Jones, their tight end, 5 receptions, 41 yards, and Antonio Gibson in the receiving game, 2 receptions for 12 yards. So unfortunate interceptions there by Taylor Heineke. Not coming away with points and allowing the Saints to score points as well, and that was basically the downfall. So if Taylor Heineke cleans up those turnovers, we're talking about a real serviceable game-managing quarterback out here that can try and compete for the division. We just saw Daniel Jones for the Giants in the NFC East get knocked out with a concussion, looking real bad. I doubt he plays this week, but we'll see what happens. So we'll see if Washington can try to make any headway in this division, and if Taylor Heineke can clean up these turnovers. So Saints get the win 33-22.